Hi again, thank you so much for joining me here at the You Revolution. I'm just concluding my little series about bullying, and I want to thank you for the comments that I've received and the feedback that I've got from this. I know in fact some schools have viewed the videos. Bullying is something that causes children to rather want to die than go to school. And that is a stark reality. It's a harsh statement to give, but it is absolutely true. More children these days cite bullying as the number one reason why they would rather die. And I've had the sad reality of actually working with some young people who have even attempted suicide, simply because they would rather die than face a certain person or a group of people at their school. And what an absolute tragedy. Nobody has the right to cause another human being to feel that way. Bullies are usually actually very nice people that have got very serious issues. I've worked with bullies of various ages, and when you actually dig around into their life and into the way they're thinking and their reasons and their motives, you actually find usually they didn't really realize how much damage they were doing, and if they did, they were doing it sometimes to show off, but also sometimes they were doing it as an anesthetic against the pain in their own lives. There was something going on in their life, there was a reality that had kicked in, and it was their response to what they thought was a problem that was insurmountable. Bullying takes on different forms. You get your physical bullying, psychological bullying, emotional bullying, and one that is really kicking off these days is cyberbullying, where text messages are being sent to people. I recall a story recently in the United States, in fact, where a boy of about 14 years old had been severely bullied at school, and while walking home from school, he received another text message or an SMS that simply said, "You're a piece of rubbish, why don't you just do us all a favor and go home and kill yourself?" And so he did. Obviously that has now caused a police investigation and so forth as to who actually sent the message and what sort of blame lies with that person. Did that person really want the person to go and kill themselves? Was it just a joke? Were they showing off? We've got to be so careful how we talk to people, because you don't know what that person has gone through that day before you came along. You might be the 10th person to say something mean to that person. You might be the 20th person to call them an idiot. You might be the 5th person that day to call them stupid. You know, that is a form of bullying, and we might not even realize that we're falling into that trap. We've got to be careful what we text to people, what we email to people, what we put on any form of social media to people, because once it's out there, it's out there. You can't get it back again. And I've always say to people, when you're angry, step away from the keyboard. When you're angry, put the mobile phone down. You're not about to do or say something sensible. As parents, what can we do if we find out that our child is actually a bully? And I've had to have that conversation with some people sometimes. Listen to the way your child is talking. Do they always talk about revenge? Do they always talk hatefully about other people? Do they make snide remarks about people in public? Do they point out people on television and say judgmental and mean things about them? That child needs help. They need to be spoken to. The issue needs to be taken in hand before it gets out of control. Speak to somebody. If the school has contacted you, believe them. Be on the school side. They're trying to help you with an issue like that. If you are a victim, please do speak up. There is help for the victims of bullying. Let's put an end to this idea that we can actually say something unkind to somebody else and that there be no consequences to it. There will always be a consequence. There will always be damage done. Let's be nice to each other. If what you're about to say what you're about to say to somebody is not kind, it's not helpful, and it's not necessary, then don't say it at all. That old saying, if you've got nothing nice to say nothing at all. Let's chat again soon, and please do leave a couple of comments, and please do subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back again soon. Bye-bye.